Monday School is what Wally learned at church in 3 minutes or less. Think of it as like the Twitter version of church.
So we've been looking at the fruit of the Spirit, and we were down to the we were down to the last one. Oh boy, it's the one I was dreading the whole time.
What?
Self-control. What's he gonna say about self-control? Because it's tough because it touches so many parts of our lives. You know, what comes to mind when you think about self-control, Lady Rock?
Making sure I make the best decisions on my anger.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Because again, like eating, anger, addiction, pleasure, all these things involve self-control. And our pastor, though, had an angle on this that I had never really thought of when it comes to self-control. He went on the fact that we're called to be salt and light in the world, the salt of the earth and the light of the world, because the world is broken and it's decaying. And it wants us to look like them, but it takes self-control in all areas of our lives to avoid becoming like the world or looking like the world. And, I hadn't really thought of that. I was thinking of it more personal than I was thinking of it being outwardly towards other people. And so, like when he actually took, this is really interesting though, he took through the sin entering society all the way back to the Bible even. It happens in stages. It starts with shock. Like, what is this that's going on in our society now? Like when Gone with the Wind, the movie from all those years ago, it was banned because of the one swear word.
Oh.
It was banned. People wouldn't play it. It was like so jarring and shocking.
Things have changed.
Exactly. Look where we are now with movies and TV. So it moves from shock to then tolerance, where I guess it's okay, to acceptance, like, oh yeah, this is what we do now. It's the new norm. Then it becomes promoted, and finally it's embraced. And you can list a ton of things in our society today like this: violence, sex, abortion, gender, transgender. They've all followed this same path, and it goes to erode our values, and it destroys our society ultimately, And so it takes self-control to look different than the world, and we need to change that cultural narrative. But we do not do it by accepting wrong, but we also don't have to condemn those who don't believe like we do. This is a really good point. He said, love is not agreement. Because you love someone doesn't mean you have to agree with them. And I think people on opposite ends of the spectrum don't see it that way, especially as the outside world looks at Christians. They think if we don't agree with them, we don't love them. And that's not the case. And disagreement is not hate. That's the narrative in our culture right now, that if you don't agree with me, and if you don't support, and if you don't embrace and celebrate everything I'm doing that I've made up in my own world, then you hate me. And that's a problem, because we need to lead with love, and it's possible to disagree, agreeably. And so I just thought that was a really big point on self-control, because it takes self-control to not look like the world, and it takes a lot of self-control to love like Jesus loved.
Amen.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That is your Monday School for today.